Hi, my name is Noel Davis with World Composting, and today we're going to do an update on our urban worm bag that has the African night crawlers in it. It's been 18 days since our last update. We did add some food last time, and I was originally planning to have this be sort of a cardboard-only system, but the worms seem to really sort of gravitate towards the food that I put in, so we're going to continue to add food, and we're going to treat this exactly like we treat the Vermibag Max that I have, and the urban worm bag with the European night crawlers in it, and now the trash can system. I'll link to those videos down below if you want to watch those playlists. But we're going to start adding food on a regular basis to this system along with cardboard on top, and we're going to see if the worms in this system are a little faster maybe at chewing through the cardboard than the other systems that we have. Now with that, let's go take a look at the system, let's see how they're doing, and hopefully we're going to find some cocoons in there, or at least more worms than we have in the past. I've sort of added some more in here in the last updates I think I did, but I think that they finally really have taken hold in this system and are ready to move through this material at a faster pace than they have been. So with that, let's take a look and see how they're doing. Alright, here it is, our urban worm bag version 1 with the African night crawlers in it. I'm just going to go ahead and open this up. We're going to take a look and see how they're doing inside here. First off, no moisture on the lid here. Little surprised by that. I thought there'd be a little bit maybe on there, but apparently not. This is, I'm not seeing anything on here that's going to be bad in any way. I do see maybe some green mold on here, it looks like, and a little bit on the bottom, especially by that corner right there. Let's get it in the light. So now we have our cloth in here that we've added. Put this down to the side here. We have this cloth in here, and I was kind of using this as a way to just kind of keep the moisture in a little bit and hold it down. Not seeing anything on here, but as you can see, this is where the food was. Bug flying around. This is where the food was, and it kind of collapsed in over here. Not a lot of moisture on here. We're going to definitely need to add moisture to this system. This system is just very, very dry. But let's just see what we can find in here. Alright, we found our first African night crawler right here. As you can see, looks fully matured. So that's a good sign. A little lethargic, but that's probably because of the lack of moisture in here. As we get down, though, we might find a little bit more moisture in this area. There you go, some more worms over here. And we are going to be adding quite a bit of moisture because I'm going to be adding watermelon. One of their favorite foods I find of all these worms, or all my worms in general, is watermelon with the moisture content and the sugar for the microbes. Another African night crawler right there. So, still a lot of material left in here, but they are starting to work through this paper, as you can see. And we had something growing in here. I don't know what that was growing, but we did have something growing in here, surprisingly. Let's just see here if we find anything else as we dig down on these sides here. This bag they're starting to work through. Let's just go to the other side here. I do see, as I thought I saw in there, yeah, I see a bunch of mites on this. I'm not sure if that's focusing or not, but it looks like there's a bunch of reddish-brown mites on here. I should say, I guess more of a brown color, but I did think that there was quite a few mites in the system the one time I did check on it before. And I'm not going to do anything about that yet. I don't really care that they're in here. They're usually good composters, the mites. But if they get out of hand, we can always add something to try to remove them. As we get down there, there's the shirt at the bottom that I added. But it looks like they're going through some of this cardboard in here. Got a lot of green. This looks like a green mold of some sort, or which I can get on paper. I usually try not to let that spread too much. I like it when the worms sort of eat that, but as I said, oops, here we go. Another large African night crawler in here. Look at this one. This one's a really large one. So, I always forget how large these worms are. I mean, that was probably a good 8 inches long. Saw another one over here just a second ago. There we go. He's right there. Got another 2 or 3 over here. Looks like a less mature one with a couple mature ones. So they're trying to find that moisture in here, and that's where they're going towards. Not surprising. We haven't really built up the base in here that's going to hold that moisture in, so they're going towards the areas in the system that have the moisture already in it. And there we go. There's another one. So we are seeing some worms in here, some of these African night crawlers. This is a good sign. They're taking their time, but they're slowly adapting to being in here. Actually, there's some more over here. A couple more. We've got a big one and a little one right here. So they're adapting in here. They're taking their time, but they're building up. It's going to take a while to build a large population in here. We didn't start off with a massive ton of worms in here like I have with some of my other systems, and they really kind of struggled at the beginning. So right now, it looks like I don't see any worms on top. We're going to go ahead and add in our watermelon right here in the center, and then we're going to add on some wet cardboard all around here to try to kind of boost that moisture content even more. So, first thing first, I have a massive container of watermelon here. I am not adding all of this. That'd be way too much food for these guys. But what I can do is sort of scrape some off the top. Actually, you know what? There we go. Just kind of got to break them loose a little bit. There we go. You can add in quite a bit, but I don't want to add in all of this. That'd be too much. There we go. I think that's a good amount. It's maybe a quarter of the container. Actually, hold on. Wait a second. One piece fell here on the ground. I'll throw that in there too. So just a good amount of watermelon. This is primarily water. Watermelon is primarily water. We do want to add some grit to this as we're adding some fresh food, and I don't see a lot of grit in here. I do have a mask. When I add this stuff to the top, you got to protect your lungs. Got a mask on. And we're going to add some of our crushed crab and eggshell here. Quite a bit of it. As I said, I'm not seeing a lot of grit in here, which is kind of worrisome. Got some of that on my hand too. And then this bin is pretty dry. I think we will add a couple cups of water around the outside. So I have some water with a BTI mix that I keep in a bucket, or I should say a 5-gallon bucket with some dunks in it. We're just going to go ahead and spread some of that along the top here. And once this system gets a little bit more full, I think it'll be a little bit better for everyone. It just takes time to get there. You can't just fill it up and expect them to work their way down and up. So there we go. I think that's good. For that, we're going to then add to the top here a layer of wet paper. More wet cardboard to the top here. I just have it in a tub that I just pre-moistened it, so everything in here is wet. There's going to be some water that kind of comes out with it too. We're just going to dump that in like that. Nice fresh bedding source. That's nice and damp. Hopefully that'll help them out a little bit. Let me just make sure I get all this stuff out of there. It's stuck to the walls. Remember, if you're looking to purchase one of these systems, I have links down below to the Urban Worm Bag, the Vermibag, and some of the Busboy bins that I also show in my videos. So if you're looking to purchase any of those, I do have links down below to those systems, or I should say a link. If you go to worldofcompost.com, it'll take you to a link area where it has all the pictures of everything that I'm using and links to everything purchasing on Amazon or directly from those manufacturers. So with that, we're going to put our piece of fabric on top here. I've been hoping that this sort of kind of adds something that can absorb some moisture on the top and reflect it down in. And we are, of course, going to put our cardboard box back on top. So the system is coming along. It's not doing as good as I'd hoped. It's still kind of dry in here, but I'm afraid of overwatering it because this will leak out the bottom if I put in too much water. So hopefully this will eventually build up a little bit more. The worms will work their way through and we'll get a little bit better sense of what they're doing in here. But so far they're at least still in here. They look nice and healthy. And hopefully from there they'll expand and we'll see some more worms in the future as the population grows. So with that, thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please leave a comment down below. Or if you have anything that you just want us to talk about, let me know as well. I'm always willing to answer any questions that I can answer on composting. So thank you for watching and keep composting.